Welcome to Atlanta. Price is Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's flag. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.
What you bought? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas. Yeah. I'm in it, yo. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home, that's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my I can gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners, all them pussy niggas talkin' shit. Yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm reppin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start steppin'. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves, while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and I'm blessed. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Fuck wrong with you, boy?
Whoop, whoop. We gon' change the world, we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no fear like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it. They want a fame, they want a clout. That's why they doubt. I got them black, I want a class. And I shut my mouth. This was way before polite, before I came to campsites. I came broken and contrite. I just wanted to live right, clean my soul and give my life. Had to give up all my vice. I got a fog out my head. I was raised from the dead. I put down that weed and I cut off my dreads. For before I could lead, I had to learn to be led. Now I'm a bad motherfucker. Walk around and I straight flex on suckers. No one specific, I'm talking to all of you busters. Straight from the gutter, me and my brother, we the long supper. Now, running it like a conductor. Hebrew Academy, I'm the instructor. 14 written all on my cover. Men of war like we hopped at a Hummer. Just like you wanted my trooper could cut you. There is one camp, there is not another. One West, UPK. One West, UPK. One West, one West, one West, UPK. One what? UPK. One what? UPK. One what? One what? One what? UPK. Me and all of my Oyes, hold it, shit down, right here, all day. Shalom, wagwan, sa, passe, is we, damn niggas, yatu, sabe, hey. We gon' change the world, we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no fear like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it.
They said free the Palestinians, then celebrate the death of native Indians. How these other races gon' take us serious? They don't. It's silly thinking you can fight oppression with a vote. I'm so woke, I got sleep deprivation. belly of the beast giving birth to a nation. You know how I feel to have culture and they take it. It'll never be peace. Tell them free the reservation. Till it's backwards. They don't know that they exist no more. Ever try reaching out for help and you just get ignored? Pick up vices like drugs, your child fill a void. They get a youth life sentence for a killing. He was just a boy. Niggas pouring what we living for. Life a gamble is like 10 or 4. Police hands around your neck, they just hit record. We in war, man, this ain't the norm. But you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know. Mama on the stage crying. She just lost her only son to gang violence. Pops level 4 yard talking through the vents. Have you ever tried to hug your loved ones through a fence? Have you ever been hated just because your skin? Have you ever worked all week and couldn't pay your rent? Life a trip, I'm trying to catch my balance. Every step feel like I'm walking backwards. Credit card, but God check the balance. I come from where it's rough, that's why my heart callous. They want you to fall weak, that's a war tactic. Look how we live, what's scary than that? What you know about crossing the Darien Gap? Risk your life to live in hell or bury your kids. Either way we gotta suffer and they just get rich. Life a bitch, why I waste time telling you that? Cause if you ain't a nigga like me, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know.
Right. Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK, started 125th Street in Harlem, New York, under the Commander General Yohana. We come to bring the message, man, to blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Okay, I hope everyone tuning in is to Wab tonight. We're gonna be talking about women's rights, the women's rights movement tonight, and things of that nature. I want to just say salute to Akim, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Habarakatah, and Yahweh Shema Elathan Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah to the Akwathium. Shalom Akwaf Dabara, checking in tonight from Richmond, Virginia. Shalom, good to see you, sis. Akwaf Adasai, checking in tonight from Norfolk, Virginia. Shalom, Yahweh Shema Elathan Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah, good to see you, Akwaf. Shakal also checking in. Shalom, sis, property of real property of Ayan, checking in from all the way from Rice, Virginia. All right, shalom, sis. Twab, see you as well tonight. Officer 1000, Mataza Kara, checking in from Chester, Virginia. Congratulations to him on his new rank raise. Okay, shalom. Akwaf Ra'aya, Yahweh Shema Lathan Ba'ashim Shah, Ribbon Property of Officer Mataza Kara, checking man from Chester, Virginia as well. Princess Tazara, property of Officer Mataza, checking in from Chester, Virginia as well. All right, shalom, sis. Princess Nizam, Jew, Yahweh Shema Lathan Ba'ashim Shah, Rhea of priest and officer of 5K, Madabar, checking all the way in from New Orleans, Louisiana. All right, shalom, sis. I see sis be all over the UPK, California, New York, Florida, everywhere. Oh yeah, Most High Christ. No sweat. A underbar. Okay. All right. I guess that was the roll call for the night. I hope everyone's doing pretty good tonight, man. I was for the tonight's history class. I'm going to be talking about women's suffrage, the women's rights movement. I got that definition of suffrage. I'm going to look it up one more time. I had to look it up one more time. It's in my notes, but Salakia, I kind of, it's a little misplaced. But anyway, let me look that up right fast. Suffrage. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be getting right into it here shortly. Okay. Have a little patience with your brother. All right. I hope y'all been having a Tawab day, man, a Tawab week so far. You know? Okay. Right, suffrage. Right, women's suffrage, women's rights, man. It's the right of voting. That's the Webster's definition for suffrage. Short, well, it has another one. Okay, right of voting. I got a different meaning for it. The exercise of, your rights, women's rights, basically is it, but the word suffrage is another word. I had a real good definition for it. But I read the one I got a little bit later on, okay? We're going to get into the lesson, jump right into the lesson, man, tonight, man. We're going to be starting out of the book of Genesis. I guess we'll go and grab the scripture first. And as it pertains, Genesis chapter 3, and as it pertains, to this women's suffrage, man, and how this women's rights thing, this women's power thing, it started so long ago. It's all a plot and a trap set by Satan, man. And we'll just go into how detailed, you understand, and how heinous, man, and how deep, this thing is, man. And it's an old trick of Satan, actually, because it started off in the garden. It was one of the first traps that was set for us, man, all the way back in the garden at the beginning, in Genesis at the beginning. Okay, so we're gonna go to Genesis chapter, start off at Genesis chapter 3, right? Okay, and this serpent, what I'm saying, this oppressor, has done so many things, man, and we're just gonna dive into how it has really affected, the black woman and the black man in our relationships and how we correlate with one another. You understand? Okay, it says in Genesis chapter 3, verse 1, now the serpent was more subtle, right? And the word subtle, it means to be very crafty, to be very deceptive. You understand? You need to know this about your oppressor. You really need to know this about your oppressor. Subtle, sly, artful. You understand? Meaning it's a whole skill. He's artful in the things that he's doing. He's very skillful and strategic. You understand? And what he's doing. It's very thought out. It's very planned. You understand? It's cunning. Very cunning and deceptive. Okay? These are the characteristics of the serpent. Okay, the oppressor, right? He's very crafty, and what it is that he does, okay? All right. Now, continue on in the scripture. Now, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Most High God had made, right? This serpent, man, this oppressor. The serpent is the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Who we call the devil today. You understand? Esau. All right? This is your serpent, okay? And he's subtle. That's describing the characteristic of this man. Never think that they are your friends. Never think that Esau is your friend, right? Because he's not, okay? And this is where Eve made a mistake in thinking. Because a lot of people say, well, it's some good white people in the world, and, they did this for me and did that for me. Okay. They may have. I heard an analogy, what I'm saying, from one of the generals, I believe, man. And he was saying that, okay, if I got a basket or a container full of snakes, right? I'm not going to stick my hand in there to find out which one would not bite me. You understand? If that makes any sense. Okay? I'm not going to take a chance, right? But also, you got to realize anything that's subtle. See, when the serpent came, as we'll get into it, you know, he was not coming as an enemy, right? He was not at all coming as an enemy. He wasn't coming in an obvious way. Remember, he's very sly and cunning and deceitful. You understand? Most High Christ the water. You know, this is what we have to understand. You know, he's very tricky. He's going to come with a smile on his face. You understand? Right? He's going to come as your friend, not an enemy. Remember that about this oppressor. That's very important. Okay. And he said unto the woman, right? He came to the woman out there in the garden, you know. Yea, have God said ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden, right? The garden, you know, at that time was, you know, where we was living at, you know, in heaven. Now I say heaven, you know, and heaven was on earth, of course, because the Most High gave us everything at that time. Tree, in this sense, is more or less representing, you know, knowledge. You understand? We wasn't to partake, you know, of every tree in the garden. But here go the serpent. You know what I'm saying? This is the first appearance. I believe, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone that may be listening in the chat, of the oppressor coming to tempt, you know, the woman. And this woman, of course, was Eve. You know, this was a black woman. This was an Israelite woman. You understand? Verse 2. Okay. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. She was saying, well, they having a conversation now. They having a dialogue. You understand? Just imagine an Israelite woman, a black woman, you know what I'm saying? Hispanic Native American woman having a dialogue with a white man. You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on. And they're talking, they're having a dialogue. And she said, well, yeah, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, right? Verse 3. But, right? There's that word but, right? Of the fruit of the tree, which is in the midst of the garden. There was this, you know, a certain type of tree in the midst of the garden, you know, certain type of knowledge. You understand? Which we know today in the midst of the garden here on earth, man, we got all types of knowledge. You understand that we're able to obtain. You understand? You know, Christianity being one major one. Islam as well, you know, all of these different types of knowledge that a lot of us are getting into. A lot of our sisters getting into the crystals and the chakras, and all different types of witchcraft. You know, you got people into that Satanism. You got people into what they call it when you don't even believe in a God. I forgot the name of that. Scientific Scientology and all of these different types of things. You know, there's types of knowledge that we should not be engaging in. Okay. And God have said, ye should not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest you die. The Most High was saying, man, that, letting her know, Eve was telling him that, there is a tree, there is a certain type, atheist, right? The water also, Yagada, you know what I'm saying? Atheism. They're atheists. They don't believe in nothing, but it's still a type of knowledge, nevertheless. Okay. And she was telling them, well, we got this certain type. We shouldn't be eating of atheism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, all of the worshiping the goddess of Shiva. You understand? Now people into that real heavy, the Rastafarianism. All of these different knowledges, you know what I'm saying, we was not supposed to be partaking of, right? This is what the Lord is saying today. We shouldn't be touching these things, man. You know what I mean? Giving ourselves to these ideologies, to different types of evil, and it says you should not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest you die. Okay? You know, when you touch these things, man, it brings you to death. It brings you to a lack of understanding, a lack of wisdom. It takes you all into different things. You know, the worshiping that goddess Shiva takes you into, you know, smoking marijuana. That's death. You know what I'm saying? You know, the knowledge of the street life. You know what I'm saying? It takes you all down different roads. You know, you may find yourself incarcerated or on drugs, or, you know, all different type of things. Might get shot, might get killed. You know, in the Christianity, that's the big one. The witchcraft that's on our brothers and sisters, man, because you'll be loving thinking that you're supposed to love everybody. You may find yourself in some interracial relationship. You know what I mean? Those things are death, man, that our people are caught up into. You know what I'm saying? The Rastafarianism thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, they thinking, you know, they smoking and Selassie and listening to the Bob Marley music and all of these things. Of course, we know he's an oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Bob Marley, a white man, we caught up all in the Buddhism and, you know, all of these different types of things. Islam, you know what I'm saying? You worshiping Allah now. You know, either you're in the nation or you're Sunni or Shiite Muslim. You know what I mean? You'll find yourself caught up in all these different things, man. And these things will lead to death. You know what I mean? Because it's against the Most High. You'll find yourself, man, eating pork. Because Christianity said you can eat pork. Now you got high blood pressure. You know, eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. Now you got diabetes and you know, gout, all of these different types of diseases, man, from eating these foods that, you know, the Most High tell us that we can't touch. But, you know, if you into Christianity and things of that nature, these things are lawful to eat. You know, our people cracking open them crab legs every day, shrimps and lobster and all of that, oysters and mussels, you know, these different things we should not be eating, man. You know, Shalom, Kamal, Shalom, Lord of Christ, young man, Kamal Peterson checking in. All right. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay. Verse 4. You know, but this is why we in a condition that, you know, you see the Black, Hispanic, and Native American man in the day, man. This is why we in the damn barrios. You know, we out there in the projects. You know what I'm saying? We in these very low conditions, man. You know what I'm saying? We strung out. We walking around. You know, a big one. You know, talking outside our mind. I see a lot of our brothers and sisters talking to themselves out there. You know, they just talking to themselves. You know, homeless conditions. You know, we full of diseases, all different types of things, man. Death has come upon us, right? And the serpent said unto the woman, you should not surely die. You know, he was telling you won't die. Talking about an immediate physical death. You understand? You know, you may not die right away. You know what I'm saying? But eventually you will die, and you die so much physically, but you'll die spiritually. You understand? And that's the death that it's talking about. But here again, you can see one of the tricks and some of the craftiness of the serpent. Telling her, you ain't gonna die. You eat that, you're gonna still be alive. Go ahead. You can, you know, it's just a different, you know, it's just learning. It's just something, you know, to get into. You know, it'll help you out. You know, people think they go to church, you know, on Sunday and it does wonderful things for them. People think, you know what I mean, they worshiping Allah, kissing a rock, it does wonderful things for them. You understand? People think when they, you know, worshiping that goddess Shiva or whatever, man, that Rastafarianism and smoking that marijuana, man, they just, you know, in tune. You know, I heard had somebody recently tell me, man, you know, they so in tune and it helps them to relate to people and, you know, now they thinking on so much of a higher level and, you know what I mean, they in the stars and the quasars and, yeah, understand, and things are just so clear. You know, the third eye is open now, you know. So, right. And these are the things that, you know, that goes on, man. And this is how Satan tricks you. This is how Satan tricks you. You know, the Lord Jesus was, man, church was good. The pastor preached a nice message Sunday. Lifted so much of a burden up off of me, man, I could tell you. I had a hard week. The pastor just touched right on what I was talking about. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. You understand? You know? And you should not surely die. Verse 5. Verse 5. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, right? Then your eyes shall be open, right? Say the eyes will be open. You know, you'll know that third eye again. Go Satan tell him about your eyes should be open. Because her eyes was already open, I'm sure, you know, physically. You know, he was talking about an opening of the intelligence of the mind. You understand? And ye shall be as gods, See, they go, telling them, look, you're gonna be you eat partake of this, man. You know what I mean? This knowledge here, it's gonna, turn you into a god. You know what I mean? And that's what the woman was seeking, man, power. You know what I mean? And we'll see how this relates to women's rights. See what I'm saying? Because with women's rights, a woman can have power. You understand? And see, Satan already right here is displaying the whole trick and the craftiness, you know what I'm saying? And the cunningness of and the artfulness of it, the skill of it. You understand? You got to be able to see these things, man, how Satan moves, That's why he's the serpent, because he moves like a snake. You ever got there going to talk, dealt with another individual, and that person was like a liar and so deceptive and cunning and things of that nature? You be like, man, that brother there a snake, or that sister there a snake. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch out for them. You know what I mean? They always tell you, keep your grass cut low. Keep your grass cut low so you can see. You can see the snake. See what I'm saying? You can see the snakes in the grass, right? Right? See, Eve couldn't see. But see, she was taken away from her lust. She was taken away by her lust for power. Satan comes and he tempts us all the time, man. And we blame it on us being tempted on Satan, us falling into certain things on Satan, right? But see, the truth of the matter is that Eve wanted the power. That's why he said you would be as gods. And when he told her that, right, it kind of it did something to her. Something, a bell went off inside her mind. She said, I can be power, power over my man. I can have a certain knowledge, that'll make me more than what I am. This is from the beginning, man, and displaying a woman's lust for power, right? I'm going to read James 1. You can jot this down in your notes, you know what I'm saying? If you could, off some time, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here in Genesis, but you can put this scripture into your notes. James chapter 1, verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted. When you're being tempted, I am tempted of God. Don't say God is the one tempting you. It's his fault. You know what I'm saying? For God cannot be tempted with evil. The Most High can't be tempted with evil. Neither tempteth he any man, neither does he tempt any man, right? Verse 14. But every man is tempted. Every man is tempted, right? When he is drawn away of his own lust. When you do certain things and you sin, man, you drawn away of your own lust. It's something that's inside of you. You understand? It's a desire that you have. You know what I mean? And you got to fight that desire. See, Eve supposed to have been fighting against Satan. She supposed to have been saying, like Christ told Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, go and get up out of here. No, I ain't going for that. The Most High gave me a command not to eat of these trees of the garden, and that's what I'm going to do. You understand? This is what she's supposed to do, but man, she got to thinking, and that lust inside of her, man, it caused her to be drawn away. And it says, but every man is tempted, verse 14, when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Now you're enticed by this. She was enticed by this, and you should be as guys, knowing good and evil, right? Now she don't just know good, but she knows evil, right? We'll get back into that. I'm going to finish this off. Verse 15, then when lust have conceived and bring her forth sin, when that lust have, she done thought on this thing so much. She know she ain't supposed to do it. She know what the Most High told her, but it's like, now she done thought on it so long and she didn't just reject the idea. And there's it started to fester in her mind. That's how the lust and that temptation do it. You get to think about it like that. Next thing man, you drawn away. It bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. It bringeth forth death, man. And that's what Eve did, man. You know what I'm saying? When she allowed herself to be tempted of this serpent, right? Okay, let's read the last part of this precept. As a Rakai, Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Yahweh Shema, the thing about Shema Shad, Roman property of Officer 50, Abakar, checking in from Norfolk, Virginia. Shalom, sis. All right. And you should be as gods, knowing good and evil. Now she know that but we was never supposed to know evil. You understand? We was only supposed to know good, righteousness. We was never supposed to be, into a lot of the things, that we into, And that's how we would be able to held our place, man, and that high position above everything. Because at that time, Adam was running the whole earth at that time. He was the Lord of the earth. You know what I mean? He was over all the other nations at that time. The Most High had given us complete dominion and authority. But battle is one command, man. You know what I'm saying? It basically, it put us in the low position. Right? Verse 6. Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, right? She saw that this tree was good. See that lust in her? It looked good to her. This power looked good to her, right? It was good. That tree in the garden was good, that knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And that it was pleasant to the eyes. It was pleasant. She started really lust, her eyes, man, it was, to her mind, it's like, man, I want to have this. And a tree to be desired to make one wise. See that? To make her wise. That's how you know that the tree that is talking about and the food is wisdom. That she was not supposed the wisdom of evil. To make this woman powerful, right? She took of the fruit thereof, man. She went on ahead and indulged in that, man, that wisdom. And she ate it. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say knowledge is power, right? And gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Now we see here, man, that her husband was weak underneath his woman. Okay? This is why you can't be weak up underneath your woman, man. There's consequences to that. You understand? He was supposed to check her right there. Yo, what you doing? No, this ain't what we gonna do. Who you been talking to? Where you been at? You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, how about you? Officer Shamaga Bar checking in off of Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ, Most High in Christ. What? You know what I mean? Well, Tower Boss, Shalom, how was Shimala Thumba Shimala Shad checking in from Charles City, Virginia. How you doing, Well? All right, okay. Rolling right along. Also, until her husband with her, he did eat, right? He fell weak up underneath his woman, man. You understand? See, the woman always, officer, recently raised officer, 50 Yabakar, you know what I'm saying? Shalom, how about Shem, how Shabba Rakathar, checking in from Norfolk, Virginia, you know what I'm saying? Shalom, all right? That gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. That's why, as men, man, we got to stay strong with our woman, you know what I'm saying? But I see here is always a struggle between a man and a woman, man, for power. It's like she was looking for an open door. You know what I mean? She was trying her man. He's supposed to, at that time, show her his, this is where he was supposed to lay down the law right here and there, but he didn't. And it was consequences behind that, all right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get in a little bit of this history, just continue to let these 6 verses fester and marinate in your mind, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to take this as how it correlates and relates to, we're going to get some history. I'm going to read a little bit of history, probably go back to a couple of verses, read a little bit of history, probably go back to a couple of verses, man, to tie this thing all together, okay? All right, y'all hang in there with me, man. All right. Okay, the women's rights movement or women's suffrage, right? The women's rights movement through writing, lecturing, marching, and civil disobedience. Suffragists fought for a constitutional amendment to guarantee women's rights to vote. So you had these women, man, they went, marched and did legislation and civil disobedience, marching and protesting and all of these things, right? For women's right to vote. Okay, this is how it began. The women's right movement. It began in 1848. Okay, This women's rights thing, man, beginning way back in 1848. A woman beginning to seek power, you know, in these days and time. We see where it was going on from the beginning when Eve was seeking power, right? We seen that way back then. So this is not a new thing. Okay? This is not a new thing. Okay? All right. This is not a new thing. All right. The women's right movement. Okay. And where it all started, right? Some women, AT launches a whole revolution. Women's right movement started July the 13th, 1848. All right. On a summer day, it was a hot, scorching summer day in upstate New York. Housewife and mother, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, was invited to tea with 4 friends. So you got these white women sitting at having tea. You understand, during this time. And remember, Black, Hispanic, Native American woman, in 1848, you was in slavery. So there was no rights at all for you. You understand? You was in slavery, okay? Now, we see how the oppressor, you know, how he treated this woman. She didn't have any rights. We'll find out the rights and things that she had, you know, during that time. You understand? Now, you know, the whole thing of this is, man, is that, you know, there's a position in a role, you understand, that a woman is supposed to play. That's right. You know, there's a certain position that a woman is supposed to, you know, play, you know. And we're not just saying that, you know, women just need to be home, making, you know, that ain't really so much what we're saying. But there is a role in the position, which you should not be doing, is trying to usurp authority, you know what I'm saying, over the man. You know, it shouldn't be a power struggle, right? But this is what's going on, not with the sisters in here, but, you know, with the sisters that's out there in the world. The average woman that you run into, as we're going to go down and see, man, I didn't know this thing ran so deep myself, right? But now I can clearly see that this spirit got to be on every woman. And I'm going to tell you something. It's amazing. A brother without the Most High and the spirit of the Most High is with, I just don't see how, you know, he won't be dealing with this, man, from the average woman that you run into. This thing go back to go back further than that with Eve, but you know, recent times, it goes all the way back to 1848. Okay, let's continue to go along. We're gonna see how this thing unfolds and unravels up until today. All right. Elizabeth Cady Stanton, she's the woman that, you know, started this women's rights thing. They all sitting down drinking tea. Was invited to tea with 4 friends. They talked about situations about women, right? The conversation was about how the American Revolution was fought 70 years earlier. The American Revolution had just been fought. You understand? America was fighting for their rights during the revolution. And they was fighting for freedom from tyranny, right? But women had not received rights. You know what I'm saying? Women hadn't received any rights, you know, at this time. They felt the new republic, right, would benefit from women playing more active roles in society. These women feel like, you know what, they would really benefit more if we had more rights. If we could play more, you know, a stronger a role in society, the Republic, America would, you know, really thrive. You understand? And we see here the beginning of women's power, but right, keep in mind, this is the oppressor. This is the white woman. This is the serpent right here. I understand? Here's the idea being conceived through the serpent, through the devil, through the deceiver. Okay. All right. 2 days later, they had that meeting, and 2 days later, a date was picked for a convention at Wesleyan Chapel in Seneca Falls on July the 19th and 20th, 1848. So they got busy on this thing, man. We see the serpent, man, putting this thing into play, right? No meeting public had ever been called. A public meeting like this had never been called. And here it is, the white woman, you understand, is calling this meeting. They felt they was making the republic keep its promise of egalitarian lives for its citizens. Elizabeth Cady Stanton used the Declaration. Now, look at this. She used the Declaration of Independence as her framework. So, you know, she used the Declaration of Independence for her framework. So what she was planning to do, here's the craftiness now of the serpent. Well, you said in your Declaration of Independence, this and that, right? But how about as it pertains, to us? It says liberty for all men. And look at the quote that she used from the Declaration of Independence to, for her framework, right? To make her case. You understand? Independence as framework for writing declaration of sentiments. Now, she made a declaration of sentiments, okay? Which was good for her argument. It was good for her argument that she was going to make, right? For women's rights, all right? These words frame their arguments, all right? These are the words from the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, right? That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now you say life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, equal rights between men and women, but the women ain't have no rights. So this is what her argument is going to be. And she made a declaration of sentiments. Now, okay, during this time, this Declaration of Independence, you understand the women's rights that they're fighting for at this time, and these rights, period. Remember, like I said, the black woman, Native American woman, and black Spanish woman was in slavery during this time. And it shows too that this Declaration of Independence, this life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is not for the black man nor woman. Because during the time that this was made, we all was in slavery during that time. Okay? But you will see that even though we was in slavery then, Satan was setting something up to destroy us later. In her Declaration of Sentiments read, and I quote, "The history of mankind, she saw never gave a damn about our sisters." Right, exactly. She never cared, you know what I mean? It was all about herself. But we'll see later on how she did use a lot of our sisters, to get what she wanted, and how our sisters got into the movement, and how later on, man, that this thing just led us up to where we at today. You understand? The woman usurping authority over a man. All right. And her Declaration of Sentiments read, and I quote, "The history of mankind is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations on the part of man toward woman." Is she saying that mankind's, constantly violated women's rights and things of that nature, basically. Having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over her. She was saying that the man has complete power over the woman. And to prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. Married women were legally dead in the eyes of the law. White women were dead in the eyes of the law. You understand? And we seeing now how the oppressor, treated his woman. You know what I mean? But at least he did, to keep her in a, in her, place. He might have been a little bit too brutal with it, But it shows that in the beginning, it was a role between a man and a woman. You know what I mean? Even the Most High said he made man for the woman. You know what I mean? Not the man. He made the woman for the man, not the man for the woman. You see what I'm saying? Which shows role and position, right? Women were not allowed to vote, submit to laws with no voice and formation. So they, had to submit to certain laws, man. But they couldn't vote. Married women had no property rights. If you was married back then, white woman married back then, she had no property rights. Husband had legal power over and responsibility for their wives. You know what I'm saying? A white husband would have responsibility and power over his wife, and he would be responsible for her, which he should have. A man should be responsible for his wife, right? To the extent that they could imprison or beat with impunity. They could beat their wives. You see, the white man had a oppressive thing. He could lock his wife up or beat her. Of course, we not with beating our wives or locking them up, but it shows you the manner that's so oppressive. You understand? At that time. Now, divorce and child custody laws favored men. The divorce and child custody at that time, it favored men. We see now that the laws have changed through women's rights. And who does the divorce laws and child custody laws favor now? Somebody put it in the chat. Divorce law, you go through a divorce a battle, you know what I mean, or a child custody battle. Who does it favor now? Right? Who does it favor? When you go through a divorce or a child custody battle, who does it favor now? We seeing here that at one time it favored men. Princess Tazarah, women, give her a hand. Most High Christ says, Atwaf the woman. It favors the woman. So we see now how the beginning of the power was being taken from the man and given to the woman. Atwaf Shakal, women. Right? We're going to see just how much power, you know what I'm saying, that you sisters have been given. And how much power, Atwaf Raya, the women, give yourselves a hand. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see now, man, just how much power you women have been given and how much power has been taken away from the man. You understand? Women had to pay property taxes with no representation and levying of taxes. Most occupations was closed to women, and women were paid a fraction of a man. Most occupations was closed to women during that time, and a fraction was paid to a woman that would be paid to a man. So we see during this time, the oppressor made sure that he kept a certain level of power over the woman. You see what I'm saying? Women could not enter medicine or law. During that time, women was not professional. Women could get no education. They couldn't even get an education. You couldn't even go to school back then. And this for the white women. Like I said, keep in mind, you sisters were still in slavery. You understand? Women were not allowed to participate in affairs of church. Like now, we see the women, they leading the church. You understand? George Myers and all of these women, they run the church. We see then that women wouldn't have been able to do that back then. Women were robbed of self-confidence and self-respect and were made totally dependent on men. Now, of course, we don't want to rob our sisters of self-confidence and self-respect. You understand? But the women back, the white man did this to his women back then. So we still seeing the man of the white man and how he was brutal and treated, his women. Now, you think now, a lot of our brothers treat their women like that. Remember they said they could beat their women? So us beating our women and, talking bad and now treating our women like crap, where that come from? That wasn't in our culture. This came from the white man. This how the white man did his women back in 1848. You understand? Okay, this declaration of sentiments that she called it spelled out what was the status quo for white women, right? In 1848 was even worse for black women. Okay? Frederick Douglass, Shalom Yahweh Shemana Thumba Shemana Shah Wafana in the building. All right. Shalom says Frederick Douglass, the noted black abolitionist and rich orator, started to speak. Did the uproar subside? Women, like the slave, he argued, had the right to liberty. He see Frederick Douglass. They got him to get into it. You see what I'm saying? These white women went and recruited men like Frederick Douglass to speak up for them and their rights. And we see here he also started to speak up for the black woman. Suffrage is the power to choose. Okay, here's the definition for suffrage I was looking for. Suffrage is the power to choose rulers and make laws. The woman wanted the power to choose rulers and make laws. This is showing that this thing started as a woman that wanting and having domination and complete power. And the right by which others are secured, right? In the end, the resolution won enough votes. Barely, right? This thing won enough votes. They was getting a lot of black preachers and things of that nature, right, man, that helped them in their cause during that time. Frederick Douglass, the abolitionists, and all of these different, black folks. And I would say that a lot of them, man, was, I hate to say Uncle Tom's, and they helped push this movement. Okay, all right. And, these women received a lot of backlash for bringing this out because during that time, you wouldn't do that. That was unheard of. You was out of place for that. And see, you got to think, man, as a woman, if you get a certain level of power or become equal to a man, then you've taken power. What it did was giving the woman the power that a man should have. And that's pretty much made the man powerless, particularly the black man. See, this thing really worked against black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You understand? At a certain point, after the white woman got her rights to vote, she stopped right there. We're going to see later on, but we picked it up and ran with it. And once you give somebody an inch, they're going to do what? They're going to take a mile. Once they seen that they could get this and that, okay, now I want more and more and more. And all of these things began to come together, man. And now, man, you see where they have set it up in the fabric of this society for a woman to have more power over a man, particularly in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American culture. This is why it's so hard, Black man, for you and your woman, you know what I'm saying, to get your woman under control. She got everything behind her, things that you can't even see that's been set in place here. And we're going to discuss some of these things. We may not even be able to get through all of it. It's so much things, you know, that they put in place from 1848 all the way up into now. And this is why the Black man and the Black woman, you understand, and our relationships, Hispanic and Native American Indians as well, are having the trouble and the problems and the issues that we are having. And all of this is a result of Satan, because the white man wanted to make the Black man powerless over his woman, the same way he did us in slavery, when he would take our women right in front of our faces and rape them. And there's no wonder why our women wanted to have some power, because during the time that this thing was even mentioned, the Black woman was completely powerless. And guess what? We as the Black man could not help them. There's a book called The Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. These things are genetically passed on. As a woman, if you feel like a man cannot protect you, then you have no choice but to begin to try to protect yourself. And when this oppressor gave you the power to do it, it made you big and it made us small. So now, as a Black man, Hispanic, Native American man, you should know that when you run into the average Black, Hispanic, Native American woman, this is the spirit on her that you have to fight against. And how do we pour down this stronghold? Through the word of the Most High. That's why you sisters give yourselves a hand for coming on in here, man. You understand? And having your husband's back. You know what I'm saying? And having and I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure a lot of you sisters, before you came into this truth, was very self-willed. What they call a strong, what is it, strong-headed, strong-minded. You know, that's a bad thing to be. That's not a good thing. And the word that make you think, oh, I'm very strong-minded. You know, headstrong. That's what it is. That's not a good thing to be for a woman, headstrong. But in the world, you know, they tell you that that's a, you know, good thing to be. You know? Hey, man, this thing run heavily deep, man. This thing runs so deep, you know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, man, it's just so much information. I can just go on and on and on. You know, well, let me get back to a little. Let me grab a scripture. Let me grab a scripture real quick. Let me grab a scripture, because there's so much information. You know, I could probably do the rest of this class just off the information. I might have to do a damn part 2, you know, but I ain't gonna do one. I'll probably just sum it up, you know. But yeah, you guys should go and research some of this, man. Go and research some of this, okay? All right. I'm going to go to Psalms 83. Go to Psalms 83. This is a bedrock scripture. All of you probably know, you know. I just want to get a little bit more, throw some scripture in here, and I got some more scriptures that we're going to touch on later, and I'm going to just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth. Psalms. The book of Psalms. Chapter 83. The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. This is one of our prayers as well. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. You know, the Lord don't hold your peace on this thing. Don't keep still on these. Why? Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. You know, we see, man, these women lifted up the head. This white woman lifted up the head. The oppressor lifted up the head to bring this thing about. You understand? And we'll see how this thing really affected our relationships and us as a people later on, you know, all the way up until today. You know what I'm saying? And in 1848, man, they that hate the Most High lifted up their head. You understand? This lady, Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. This was a crafty counsel, man, that was taken against us. It looked like in the beginning it was for the white women, which it was, you know, but this we'll see ultimately how this thing, man, was a devastating to our community and devastating to our women, and particularly, you know what I mean, and the black man for real as a people. You understand? And consulting against thy hidden ones. You know, these people take crafty counsel against us, man. And that's why I put the, you know, that word subtle in the book of Genesis. He was crafty then. We're still reading the same thing now. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. You know, being a race. They want to cut us off from being a race of people, a nation of people. And, you know, they consulted together all of the nations. They came together on this thing, which means that they knew exactly who we were, and they made a conscious decision, you understand, to destroy the black, Hispanic, and Native American, and destroy the Israelite nation. To destroy Israel. And they've done it. You know what I'm saying? They've done it. You just look around at our nation, at our people. We don't own anything. We're not any type of, we behind enemy lines, and we don't even know it. We so destroyed, we don't even know we behind enemy lines, man. We don't have a military. We don't have any power. We don't have any land. We don't have any real money. You know what I'm saying? And those of us that do got any money, they all out for themselves. Tap dancing for the white man. We are destroyed, man. If it weren't for the Most High, man, we don't have no protection. We behind enemy lines. You in your enemy's backyard. Our people get a new house here and a new car and get a damn bank account and think that they doing something. Now, knowing that this oppressor can come do what he will at any time because you behind enemy lines. You was originally brought here as a slave. They have been destroying you for 400 and some years. This is why the scriptures say, come together, O nation, not desire. When are we going to wake up? Salaki. No sweat. No sweat. You know? Okay, let me finish on. Y'all just follow along if you grab the scripture. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against the many people that came together. In verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom, the white man, and the Ishmaelites, the Arab man, of Moab, the Japanese, Chinese man, and the Hagarenes. You understand? All of these nations, man, have come together, man, to destroy us. This is why you got they put the damn Ishmaelites, the Arab man in your neighborhood. They put the Chinese man, Moab, in your neighborhood, selling us chicken and rice and egg rolls and things of that nature. Arab, you know, man, we got a place down here called Watergate, man. They started off with one Watergate. They throwing it in our face so bad. Guess how many Watergates they got today? It's about 7 Watergates. And when they open them up, right, they open them up by numbers. So you got the original Watergate, then you got Watergate 2, you got Watergate 3, you got Watergate 4, you got Watergate 5, and they all in black neighborhoods. And we made people so rich, they came here with one Watergate, now they got 7. It's a Chinese joint in every neighborhood here. You understand? See what Edom been doing to us. The white man, we see what he been doing to us. You know, man, if it weren't for the, for the Most High, man, I know we would be destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, can feel the pressure of just holding on day by day, man, looking for a breakthrough. A lot of our people wishing to hit the lottery, going to the casino, wishing they can hit that big ticket. You know what I'm saying? Just hoping, sitting back hoping. Let's go back, man, to the movement. Where was I? And the movement, okay? She received a lot of backlash for this declaration of sentiments that she made, right? The movement expanded all over the country, but by them receiving backlash, it made the movement very popular, and the movement began to, go all around the country during that time, right? All over the country from 1850 until the Civil War. From 1850 until the Civil War started, this movement began to spread. Okay, now during that time period, guess who started to enter into the movement? We got Susan B. Anthony. You understand? Which was a black woman. A lot of them in our history books. You know what I'm saying? Susan B. Anthony. You got Lucy Stone. You got Sojourner Truth. And if you heard of Sojourner Truth, she was a black woman. They were in our history books. You know what I mean? They entered into this movement. These black women, you know what I'm saying, entered into the movement to push this thing ahead. So we see where the oppressor, you know what I'm saying, already, that's like he deceived Eve in the garden. He was still deceiving now. But he came through the white woman that started this time. You understand? Could have been a woman she was talking to then. I don't really know. It doesn't say, just say the serpent. Okay. Now we see where we was already in the movement the whole time. But we started, as time went along, we started to, really get deeper into this women's rights movement, man. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think, man, for a black woman being in the position that she was in, like I said, in slavery, it's just like a dude, I'm going to relate this to a situation that may happen today. You know what I mean? And like even with Eve in the garden, man, when she was able to get this power, and she had things in the garden, right? But and she still wanted the power. But you take the woman, and this time they didn't have anything, that was in slavery, getting raped, beat, husband couldn't take care, and she see where she can get some rights. It's just like a dude that ain't never had nothing, right? You take a homeless man, you give him $1 million, he ain't gonna know how to act. You know what I'm saying? And the oppressor didn't just empower the black woman for nothing. The same way the serpent was able to use her as a ploy in the garden, because he went to her. Why? Because she's the weaker vessel. Right? So Satan went to her to get to destroy the man. And because of this women's rights thing, this is what's going on today. You got to think, at one time, the black woman knew her place. She would never come to her man at a certain time, in a certain way, Slaki. To talk back to him in a type of way, to have him locked up, to put him out, to put him on child support. That's Toby just read that right was given to but at that time the white man, but divorce and child custody was given to the man. What the oppressor did was so crafty and cunning, he took all of the power away. Well, we never had a lot of power as a black man anyway. You know what I'm saying? But any power that we would have had, he gave it to our women to further destroy us, because if you can destroy the head and you can destroy the body, why you think in Egypt, you know what I'm saying, they said they kill all the male babies and keep the women. You got to think, man, if you got a little black son, you know what I'm saying, an Israelite son, a Jew son, Judite son, or Gadite son, or Shemawan, Issachar, Hispanic son, Manasseh, then the oppressor already has a plan for this little Israelite baby from as soon as they come out the womb. The chances are already against that young boy. There's a lot of women out here, man. This was one of the curses. Our black Hispanic men feel the prison systems right now. At one time, they were just little babies. You think their mothers knew that their little baby boy, sweet baby boy, would be locked up for life? Would be in and out of prison? Would be shot down in the streets? This thing, man, against us is sold into the fabric of this place. How in the world will you ever be able to overcome it if not for the Most High? And without knowledge, our people die. What? For a lack of knowledge, right? Let's continue to read, man. You know, this just saddens me as I, you know what I'm saying, as I, you know, and a lot of our people don't even know this information. They don't even know what they up against. They can feel it, but they don't have the wisdom and the understanding. And this is why the ISUPK and the priests and prophets of the Lord is so important. Because we got to do what? We got to bring out this information to our people, man. For those that want to hear it, a lot of them don't even want to hear it. Slack you. Sweet on, man. Put a 1 in the chat. You still with me? Anybody got anything to say on this topic before I go on? Does anybody have anything to say on this topic before I go on? If not, it's okay. You know, I got information to bring out. You know, I just was wondering. You know? I just was wondering before I go on. Anybody have anything that they have to say, you know? Anybody have anything they want to add? If not, I'll go on. I'll go on. Okay. Now, okay, eventually winning right to vote as a eventually winning the right to vote as a central issue, so you could vote to get other demands, right? Right. That's why they focused. They began. They had a whole lot of things planned out that they wanted. These women, you know, demands that they had, but they figured if they could first, okay, all right, Most High Christ got you. You know what I'm saying? If you could get Salakia. We have technical difficulties as well, Jim, in the chat. If anybody put anything in there, you know what I'm saying? I'm not able to see it. Salakia. Okay. Okay. So yeah, the women had demands, right? That they, you know, you white women had demands in the beginning that they wanted to make, right? You know, and they figured that they should just focus on getting the right to vote. Because see, a lot of things, man, that you could get is passed through legislation. You know what I mean? If you got the power to make the laws or get laws passed in your favor, you understand, is how you gain power in this society. It's through lawmaking and legislation. You understand? Which we don't really have a heavy voice in that. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. You know what I mean? You know, but those are some of the things, you know what I'm saying, that we was able to get. But, you know, we put our trust in the Most High anyway, man. But a lot of the laws that's being made, man, is made in the favor. That's like even the, you know, the LGBTQ community. You know what I'm saying? They've gained power through legislation. You know what I'm saying? You know, things of that nature. And also the black women has gained a lot of power too through legislation, through laws, things put in place. And they put in place for a reason. You understand? It's very crafty. Very crafty. Very well thought out, methodic, you know. Okay? All right. It took 72 years for the women and male supporters to be successful. It took 72 years to get this thing right. You had Ida B. Wells in this thing, man. And Mary Church Terrell. Thousands of African-American women was involved. Our women began to get involved heavily. In 1920, vote was won. Alice Paul, a minority, a black woman, continued for more rights, while some women look no further. See that? A minority woman, and like they got the vote. It says some women didn't continue for nothing else after this. But Alice Paul, a minority, a black woman, once the vote was gotten, she kept going. Now, the women that did not look any further, I bet you, was the white woman. Because even to this day, even though the white woman, you know what I'm saying, came up with this thing, you know what I'm saying, she still knows her place in the in the household. It was our women that once the vote was granted that kept going in this movement. We began to take over the movement and push the movement. You understand? But the whole thing, the oppressor is behind this movement, right? And the oppressor thinks to himself, okay, I'll let her push this movement because I know the more that I empower her, the less that I empower the Black, Hispanic, and Native American man. You see the trick? You see the trick? Black man, this has greatly affected you with your woman. You know what I mean? You have to really possess your possession and make sure that, and really check her mind and make sure that, the spirit, has not taken her captive. You understand? You got to really be strong, my brothers, you know what I'm saying, against, our women. We love our women, we want to help our women, you know what I'm saying? But, as being a woman and as being a man, you know what I'm saying, a real man does not want to be ran over, by his woman, especially if he's a man that's in the truth. Not any man, but let alone a man that's in the truth, that's trying to do right by his woman. You know what I'm saying? That's trying to be there the right way for his woman. And the black man is the protector of the woman and the family. He got to lay down his life. You understand? So if he got to lay his life down for the black woman, then why in the world, you know what I mean? But she felt like, the least she could do in return is give that man respect. And not try to usurp authority over that man. If he's imparting wisdom into the household and he's being Lord out of one, you know what I'm saying? And imparting and giving you knowledge from the Most High, because the Most High has put the man as being God, you know what I'm saying, in his stead. If you have a husband, that man is really, as a God to you. Because he's the ones that's teaching you and giving you the words and the lessons of the Most High. Now, guess what? The Christianity has, caused our woman to, a lot of them think they talk to God directly. So if you talk to God directly, then of course you don't need no man to teach you nothing. And then most of our women think they know everything too. And all of this is a result of women's rights. You see what I'm saying? All of this is a result of women's rights. Now, I'm gonna bring this scripture out, because just in case some women think that they talk directly to God or they know it all and don't need a man for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you that you don't talk straight to God. Go to 1 Samuel 9 and 9. The book of 1 Samuel 9 and 9. 1 Samuel 9 and 9. I think we still having difficulties with the chat. It's okay though, because you listen for the scripture. If you want to go to it, you go to it. I'm gonna go to it and I'm gonna just read it. You can follow along. 1 Samuel 9 and 9. 1 Samuel 9 and 9. I'll wait just a few seconds. All right. 1 Samuel 9 and 9. Before a time in Israel, back in the day in Israel, you know what I'm saying? When a man went to inquire of God, when a man wanted to know something from the Most High, Thus he spake, come. This what he would say, come, and let us go to the seer. You know what I'm saying? They would go to the seer, right? And let's see who this seer was. For he that is now called a prophet was before a time called a seer. What we call prophets now, as we was called seers back in the day. Now we call prophets. But that's how a man would inquire of God. And it's the same way today. That's why the Lord sent the prophets. You see? You don't talk to the Most High yourself. You understand? For anybody that think that they just talk to God directly, you know what I mean? Most High Christ. Thinking they talk to the Lord, you know, directly, speaking all in tongues. Hamada, Shanda, the Kalamada, and the Rotunda. You know, they speaking in tongues and everything. You know, the Lord then told him something. You know, the Lord told me that you're going to be a great man or woman of God. The Holy Spirit, you know. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bunch of damn foolishness is what it is. And there's a shame most of our people is caught up in that foolishness like that, man. Because it ain't nothing but a joke, really. You know what I mean? That's all it is. A joke. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm go back to, well, you know, hold on, let me see. I grab another scripture. I grab another scripture, man. You know what I'm saying? I grab another scripture. Let's go to, let me see something. Let's go to, what is that? Jeremiah 31 and 22. Yeah, shut la 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 la. You know, both sides Christ. Yeah, you know. Man, I tell you, man, they are delusional out there in the church, man. You know, I get a kick out of seeing them guys, man, them big grown men running around the church, man, with their hands in the air. Some of them be crying and everything, man. Some big grown man running laps around the church, you know. That's the funniest thing ever, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jeremiah 31 and 22, man. Jeremiah 21 and 22. You know, we got the yeah, it's a whole lot, man. It's a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? You know, Jeremiah 31 and 22. It says, how long wilt thou go about? You know, how long you gonna be doing this thing that you're doing? Oh, thou backsliding daughter. You understand? The backsliding daughter, right? For the Most High have created a new thing in the earth. You know what I'm saying? It says, you know, Satan brought it out, you know, brought in temptation, but, you know, the Most High created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. That's what's going on right now. This is a new thing in the earth. This is not an old thing. Meaning, this some new shit. This ain't been happening. You know? The women have a lot of power, man, and she abuses the power. And she don't even know. But the thing about it, most of our sisters don't even know how much power they actually have. How many things, I mean, they know it, but they don't know it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things have been put in place, man, to uplift this woman. They're being battle oppressive. You know what I'm saying? Through so many different things. I haven't even gotten into everything, but I'm going to say this. It's a lot of laws that are in place. It's a lot of organizations that are in place that empowers women. You understand? And the more power you get a Black, Hispanic, Native American woman, the less power that the Black, Hispanic, Native American man has. See what I'm saying? Right? But, you know, this is a curse, man. This is a curse that's come upon us. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:54. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. The precept this. Deuteronomy 28 and 54, man. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. It's a new thing in the earth, man. It's a new thing in the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the women's rights movement and women's power things a lot. You know, Beyonce made the song, Who Runs the World? Women Run. That's a powerful song, man. She telling you that the woman want to run the world. You understand? You know what I mean? Okay, Deuteronomy 28:54, right? The laws of the oppressors cater to women. Right, exactly. They do. Strictly to them. You understand? This is why, you know, things are the way they are. You know, back in our time, it wouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? Woman know better because she wouldn't have that type of power. She wouldn't be able to move the way she moved. And it runs even deeper. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, right? Which we know about that. That's a whole nother topic. I was going to do that as it relates to black on black violence, but I'm not going into that today. And toward the wife of his bosom, you know, the man eye is evil towards, you know what I'm saying, his wife today. Why? Because of this damn women's empowerment mess, man. You know what I mean? You know, we look at a lot of times our women as the damn enemy, man. We don't trust our women. You know what I'm saying? And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Now, as I grew up, man, I would remember, man, and recall that it was so many of us that did not have our original fathers, man. The black man is notoriously known, but they said that was a false statistic. But I do know for a fact, there was a time where the black man would leave his children. Why? Because of these women being evil against them. You know what I'm saying? And the black man just not having the power, man. Sometimes he couldn't get ahead. Couldn't, you know, the woman, black woman, you ain't got nothing. Making them feel less of a man. You know what I'm saying? It gets so oppressive for the black man at one time, man. You know, back in the 70s and 80s and, you know, 90s, crack cocaine, heroin. You know what I'm saying? Our men was just, you know, the black man was destroyed. We was getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the way this society is set up, you know, money is what makes you a man. I think I was talking to somebody about that today, man. I mean, I thought about it. You know what I mean? Even with myself at one time, man, you know, you try to come to somebody with some scriptures. You take a brother that got the wisdom in the scriptures. You know, he might be doing all right. And then you take some goddamn man with money, some high value man. 9, 10 out of 10, our sisters going to go after that high value man. And this world make you feel less of a man if you don't have the money. Our women going to make you feel less of a man. She may be some doctor or lawyer. And that's another thing. I'm going to just go into that, you know, without even reading. They brought the education. At one time, a woman couldn't get education. Now she can. Right? Which is no problem with a woman having education. But what happened was they was able to become doctors and lawyers. They said it was phenomenal, right? Like I know right now, if I Google the percentage of successful black women to black men, the percentage is probably overwhelming. Of course, in the leaning towards the side of the woman. We have a lot of professional women now. Business owners and things of that nature. So she may be some doctor, lawyer, business owner, whatever. You may be a bus driver. You work. You know what I'm saying? You might be making 50, 60,000 a year or something. She making 100,000. She don't want you. She don't want the bus driver, the hard-working man that's going to treat her right. She wants the high-value man. And of course, that high-value man without the wisdom, right, they use terms like broke ninja vibes. They even, Lotto got the song out there, Brokey. Yeah, them sisters feeding off of that song. Lotto got the song, Brokey. A lot of our brothers walking around here feeling real bad because they ain't got nothing, man. And they women, man, is just carrying them, running over top on them, man. Okay, we got a lot of our sisters with college degrees and things of that nature. whether it be associate, bachelor's, associates, bachelor's, or doctoral, you understand, PhDs, things of that nature. You know, the women's rights movement made a woman feel like, I don't need a man, because the oppressor empowered her in every way that he could. There are lots of organizations out there, women's rights organization, the women's this organization, this law was passed, that law was passed. They set the woman up, man. If somebody sets you up in this life, right? You understand the difference between a lot of successful people and unsuccessful people is either they knew the right person or they were set up. That's why they mad at LeBron James' son, because of nepotism. He played ball, his son might be garbage, but because his daddy was nice and set him up, now he can make money. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how you get on in this life. See what I'm saying? And if you don't get on that way, you know what I mean? You getting on through any means necessary. Most of us as black men, you know, we grew up, we ain't nobody give us, our parents didn't have enough to give us leave us a certain amount of money, a house, you know, a car. I know mine didn't. And I became grown, man. I started off from scratch. I did what I had to do and been doing it ever since. All we know is getting it from the rough, getting it from the bottom, going from the bottom to trying to get to the top. But you will never get there. This is a crafty weapon, you know what I'm saying, against the black woman in, man, because it leaves our women, a lot of our women, man, get successful. Like you see Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King, they got so much money. And according to which they can't mess with nobody, ain't nobody on their level. So now they getting old with no man. You understand? And a lot of them is up under the oppressor, for real. They don't realize it, but a lot of our women is listening to the oppressor with this thing, man. It has destroyed, you know what I'm saying, our women. It has destroyed our men. And it has, you know what I'm saying, been something that has destroyed us as a unit. You know what I mean? Okay, go to verse, what's that, 50, I think it's, oh shit, 55, let me see. 1 second. Yeah, stay in Deuteronomy 56, verse 56, please. Baba Kushab. Okay, the tender and delicate women among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for the delicateness and tenderness, you know. And I like this verse because it just shows how tender and delicate our women were. You know, a woman was a woman at one time. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to tell you something else that this women's rights thing has brought about, right? It's brought about a very masculine spirit on our women. Because you overtaking the man. So if you overtaking a man, you got to have a type of butch type, you know, I'm strong. Either you a strong black woman, right? Yeah, it is a damn shame, brother. You're right. You know, either you some strong black woman or you was a lesbian. You was a lesbian or some. I'm a strong black woman. I don't need no man. I got a college degree. I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor. You know, I'm a this. I'm a that. I'm gonna tell you something though. It didn't just empower the successful women. Guess who else this thing empowered? It said it empowered welfare recipients. A woman on welfare is in the power. And you know what? That is so true because guess what? In the hood, a woman will put you out of projects like she live in a damn castle. You better get up out her Section 8 project, Creta. You know, and you telling her I done been put out of better places. You know what I mean? Some goddamn unit with roaches and everything. You know. Now, back in the day, our sisters would dress them units up, though. You know, they might wax the floors or, you know, have a nice sectional in there, spider lamp. You know what I mean? Nice little back then, a big body TV, 27-inch, whatever. You know, now they got flat screens, of course, you know, but their sister would keep them project houses nice at one time, you know what I'm saying? Now they look anyway. And god dang it, I tell you, a sister put you up out of there in a heartbeat. Like she stay in some goddamn $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 house, man. It's ridiculous. They empower them also through the, you know, through the food stamps. You know what I'm saying? Right. Also, if y'all that I know I ain't lying. He know I ain't lying, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sister done put some wax on the floor, man, and everything. Flow shining, man. Project flow. Made of cement. The walls made of cement. At least the ones here where I'm from, you know. And man, and I'm gonna tell you, they even empowered the welfare recipient sisters, man, because they get the food stamps, they get their assistance from the government. So it's like, you know, I can feed myself. I got me a unit to stay in. Only thing they need to do now, man, is wait on income tax. If they got, well, some of them might don't got a job, but these sisters found a way to get them a piece of car, man. And guess what? It's some poor brother, man, that will go stay with that sister in the project. You know what I mean? And this poor sister, this sister know this poor brother need her. And when she mad at him or he get up out of hand or whatever, guess what she gonna do? Put the brother out. The brother is on eggshells, right? Because he know that he need his sister. Right? And she know it too. A lot of times the brother get frustrated now, right? He get frustrated. When he get frustrated, what happens next? Slap the sister around. He slapped the sister around. Now she do what? Who caters to the woman? This the poor one. This the poor black woman. The police, cater to the woman. Man, let me tell you something. A woman can go say you hit her and you ain't even did nothing to her. And the police gonna come lock you up and sort everything out later. A ninja ain't supposed to be there anyway, according to their right. I forgot about that. Yeah, you don't in the projects. You are not even supposed to have a man living with you in the projects, for real. So you know he got to get out. They was going through the call Tyrone, right? You better call Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even the poor black woman has been empowered, man. The sisters that's in the ghettos and the barrios, man, and the reservations, they've been empowered. Against some poor, struggling brother, man, destitute of knowledge. He ain't got no money. He ain't got no car. You know, only thing his brother might have going for himself, man, he might have a bit of good looks, man, and you know, he might can perform in the bedroom or something, man. You know what I mean? Outside of that, man, you know. This is a crazy thing, man, going on. They say her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. See that? And that's what we just basically explained. The woman eye being evil towards her husband and towards her son and toward her daughter. A lot of them don't care nothing about their kids. You know what I'm saying? Leave them all in the house by themselves. They all in the damn club all night. You know what I'm saying? They got a house full of people in and out. It is. Well, Father, so this is sad. You know what I'm saying? This thing is sad. You know, this and it's also serious. I mean, man. To the left. Right. A Beyonce. You know? And we see now it's trickling down to the kids, man. It's affecting that. You got some poor black boy seeing his mother abuse some black man. So now as a young boy, he see how his mama carried a black man. So when he grow up, guess what? He gonna that's what a lot of these black women don't know. You got some son and you displaying this behavior in front of your son. So when he grow up, what you think? He gonna be weak up underneath a woman. Because all his life he seen his mama carry his daddy or something. Putting dudes out, talking back to him in a kind of way, cheating on him. You know what I'm saying? Being some a whore. That's why, man, you sisters, man, should give yourselves a hand for coming in here, man, and trying to become that tender and delicate woman. You know, becoming that tender and delicate woman, man. Because we see what we got out there in the street. You know? It's a damn shame the state that we in, man. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times you get with a woman, you kind of feel that tension. You know, a lot of time, man, brother, if you ain't been with a woman a certain amount of time, you know, sometimes you feel that vibe like, damn, I want to, you know, I don't know if I can trust this junk. You know what I'm saying? That's right, right. Give yourselves a hand, man. This is a serious thing, man. This is not a light thing at all. This is not a light, and it's so crazy because this thing been starting to get woven into the. That's right, Akwaf Dabarah. Give yourselves a hand, being the princes and daughters of Zion, man. Akwaf Azarakai. You know what I mean? You deserve a hand. Akwaf Tawabaf. You know what I'm saying? Right. Give yourself a hand. Akwaf Fanad. Give yourself a hand for coming in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Sisters in here, look out for their brothers. Look out for their husbands. You know what I'm saying? You know, we in a goddamn Salakia, you know, a destitute state, man. A desolate state, man. With this here. You know, this is ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous. Verse 57, Baba Shah. Ridiculous, man. We got to definitely, you know, keep pushing this truth, man. You know, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, the baby that come out between her feet, and toward her children, which she should bear. For she shall, you know, well, this time when we went into siege and they ate, but, you know, just, you know, you could drop that. It goes into, you know, you know, I ain't gonna go into that. That's talking about the siege, but it's the curses that's come upon us. And I brought that out as a precept because the Lord said that is a new thing in the earth. And the Most High created a new thing in the earth, you know, where the woman would surpass the man, right? And it's because, man, that we broke the laws of the Most High, man. You know what I mean? A large percentage of black people from high poverty areas are on drugs, right? And they don't believe it negatively affects them, right? Exactly. You know what I mean? They are a large population, you know what I'm saying? And it's also because, like, especially with the marijuana thing, it's highly acceptable. You know what I'm saying? That ain't really nothing in you know, the society. You know, it's not a shameful thing. You know what I mean? And a lot of our people on that real bad, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's a, you know, whole another topic within itself, man. But we know the precept on that. You know, an evil man. You know, an evil man diggeth up evil. You know what I'm saying? And put that fire to his lips. That's in Proverbs, you know what I'm saying? And that's the verse for smoking, you know what I'm saying? If anybody think that they can you know, smoke, you know what I mean? You know, yeah, man. So let me see if I can get a little bit well, we getting short on the time. But I got you know, there's so many things, man, that actually happened and took place to so many of our people. You know, as a result of this women's empowerment movement, right? Okay, passage of the era will lead to men abandoning their family. This is why a lot of brothers abandon their families, abandon their children. You know what I mean? They can't take the disrespect and abuse, man, or the woman be done put them out. So a lot of brothers like, you know what, man, I'm not even dealing with that. Or when he ain't dealing with her, he trying to be a father sometimes. In some cases, you know what I'm saying? She giving them a hard time. So this brother like, man, you know, forget it. Now that little boy or girl got to grow up without their father. You know what I mean? Because their mama is some goddamn monster. But all of this is a result of the women's empowerment movement, women's suffrage, right? And also because of, you know, you got gay marriages, LGBTQ marriages, all result of the women's rights movement. You got unisex toilets, you know, where they come in with this transgender thing. A man can use a woman's bathroom and a woman can use a man's bathroom. All of this come from this women's rights movement thing, man. You got women being drafted into the military. That's another thing, man. This another thing that happened. See, certain jobs is not for a woman. We brought this out in camp, man, I believe. And certain, you got women being drafted into the military, man. A woman ain't got no business in the military. But because of these equal rights, a woman is trying to become as a man. So she can go fight in the military. You know what I mean? She can become some construction worker. You understand? And what does this do? It also takes jobs away from the man. Because the woman doing the woman jobs and the man jobs, which is even more lowering the power of the man. And it's aimed towards blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, particularly. Once again, a woman can be like a president now. We know that a woman not supposed to be in that type of, a role. Same way as, and if you tell a lot of women, they say, oh, why not? Why, what are you, a woman ain't supposed to be leading a church. Not that she can't speak in the church, but she's not supposed to be doing, within the affairs of leading the church. And even America knew that back then. They said a woman couldn't be on the pulpit before this women's rights movement thing. Or dealing with the church affairs, the church business. A woman wouldn't be, that was a job for a man. Eve is the one that kept pushing this woman's right. The white woman got the right to vote and fell back. Got some basic rights and fell back. The black woman took this thing and ran with it. And she became lustful and hungry and thirsty for power over her man. A lot of our brothers is locked up because of this thing today, because of this women's rights movement. You know what I'm saying? 52 years ago, women could not get credit cards or loans without a man. A lot of things you couldn't do without a man one time, right? Help wanted ads was segregated, right? Because certain jobs would be for a man and certain jobs would be for a woman. Now with this equal rights movement, this women's rights, it's not like that no more. Anybody can get in a job. You're a woman, you want to go lay brick, go ahead. They also had this thing that got so out of control. They got transgender men fighting against women because a woman want to be equal to a man. So, all right, you can go fight a man in the boxing ring, a transgender man, a man that's pretending to be a woman, which I think they got rid of that. But yeah, all of this come from the women's rights movement, man. You know what I'm saying? How many of you knew that this thing was this deep, man? You know what I'm saying? Put that one in the chat, man. You may have known. You know what I'm saying? You got the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. You know what I'm saying? That was in 1968. This is another commission the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission made to make equal employment for women. Now women are in male jobs, taking away jobs from men. Women organizations made many of these things possible through legislation. They passed a lot of laws, man, to put this thing in place, to uplift this idea, this ideology, this tree, this knowledge, this fruit. You know what I'm saying? One West, they messed up letting me get credit cards. Right. Right. So they messed up letting her get them credit cards. You know what I'm saying? And oh yeah, another thing. One is always a catch, right? No question. It's always a catch. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our sisters is in this mentality out here, man. It make it hard for a man. You know what I'm saying? To go out here and get a good woman, man, that ain't trying to usurp authority over them. You know what I mean? That ain't going to talk back. You know what I'm saying? That's going to play her role. You know what I mean? Now, the roles have switched so much because of this women rights movement. Guess what you got now? You got the woman. I didn't know about the credit cards and loans. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now you got the women, right? The roles have switched so much, this women empowerment. So, the scriptures say a man should, of course you shouldn't be a homosexual as a man, but it also say you shouldn't be effeminate, which this is a brother that's not necessarily LGBTQ, but he's a very effeminate type man, right? He has a lot of feminine ways, right? You shouldn't be like that. A lot of it come from Christianity. The brothers wearing them shiny suits and shoes and face shaved off. Right. Masculine women and feminine. Exactly what I was about to get to. Give yourself a hand. The women are masculine now. They may not necessarily be lesbians, right? But they are very masculine. You know what I'm saying? You know, a woman standing up, you know, going man for man and toe to toe with you, man, like, you know, like she's a man. Like you can't knock her down to the ground. You know what I mean? A man is most times and not physically stronger than a woman. But this equal to a man thing has gotten to the point what it really is the woman in her mind is not trying to be just equal to a man, but she's trying to overtake the man. And a lot of brothers have fell weak to this, just like Adam did in the garden. And she's been empowered by the serpent. See what I'm saying? So she already possesses a lot of power anyway, and it's going to take a strong man, man. You know, a lot of these women, you better screen them, man. Don't even, you know, I mean, I don't know where it's going to leave a lot of brothers for as a real, you know what I'm saying, if she ain't already in the truth. But, I mean, man, this is a hard thing in the earth, man. Right. The order is lost. And that's another thing is done. Our Ryan completely right. The order is out of place. You know it's supposed to be the most, you know, the most high, Yahweh Shai, the man, then the woman and the kids. You know? Nobody knows their role anymore. And a woman has financial leverage to leave a man now. Woman got money now. You know what I'm saying? She got everything. You know, money was started to be poured into many women. A lot of money, man. 6 months screening. Right, correct. 6 months screening, you know. You check these women out, man. Thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? Fine tooth comb. A magnifying glass. Put them under a microscope because you don't want to get stuck with nothing like that. You understand? This thing is very, very serious, you know. Money was started to be poured into the many women organizations. A lot of women organizations, the money was poured into. So there's a lot of funds poured into uplifting this woman, uplifting the black woman, Hispanic woman. It was money actually put into this thing to bring it all about, to make it happen. You know. And also because of this woman root, okay, I ain't even talking about the abortion thing, because it's my body. I could do what I want with my body. See what I'm saying? Woman go kill her baby for nothing now. It's my body. Right? Women's rights movement. Okay? A lot of women getting into porn. OnlyFans. The women's right movement. Walking around half naked. My body. The women's rights movement. Okay? A lot of our women are in government roles and have changed their status in society through legislation, through laws being passed, through these organizations, through this ideology, through the oppressor. You understand that women has been placed up and above the man in society and bringing the man down very, very low. As a black man, Hispanic man, Native American Indian man, has it, you know, that we're going to beat those odds. What's the solution? Now that you know, you're more educated on this thing. You know what I'm saying? The solution, man, is what we're doing. You know what I mean? Coming in here, man, you know what I'm saying? Putting our trust in the Most High, learning. You understand? If you got a woman teaching it properly, if you're a woman listening to the scriptures, and knowing that it's the truth, believing in it, you understand? Doing yourself a solid, doing your man a solid, you know what I mean? Putting yourself in order. You're doing the right thing, you know what I mean? By coming in here, you know what I'm saying? There's no surprise or coincidence, you understand? You're in the right place at the right time, you know what I mean? You know, this is where we should be, man. You know what I'm saying? This is where we should be. Right? Right? And it's placed the woman up so high. And you know, a lot of our women really don't want to be up that high, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? A woman don't want to be able to. I mean, how you think Eve felt after Adam allowed her to entice him, and then they lost their position in the earth? They went from having it all to having nothing. How you think she felt? Because why? She knew that he's supposed to be leading her. She was looking for him to say, "Oh nah, baby, we ain't doing that. You tripping? What you talking about?" You see what I'm saying? Sometimes a woman will try you, but she really looking for you to rule over her, right? And if you don't rule over her, then she's not going to respect that. But she's actually wants you to, to rule over her, man. You know, because a wife is a possession, and she's a puller of rest. You got to possess that possession. You know what I'm saying? You know, Adam should have been more, on his woman, right? He should have been more attentive to his woman. He shouldn't have felt weak up underneath his woman, right? Ecclesiastes 25 and 22. Ecclesiastes 25 and 22, man. Ecclesiastes 25 and 22. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you got to tell that woman, you know what I'm saying? No, man, that woman's rights movement in them, man. It'll try to rise up, and you got to knock it on down. Don't be afraid, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? She wants you to knock it down. You know what I mean? Oh, no, that ain't it. We ain't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the right thing to do. And it says here, Ecclesiastes 25 and 22, right? It says that a woman, if she maintain her husband, right, and not maintain him in a financial way, meaning having to maintain him mentally. You know what I'm saying? A woman don't have to maintain you mentally. You know what I mean? Where it's like she gotta uphold you, man. It should be the other way around. Sometimes, of course, your woman to be there, support you, because she is a helper to a man. But basically, you got to have to be strong. Listen to her. Let her feel that security of that I have a strong man to be able to lead and guide me. You know what I mean? In certain situations. And a lot of our brothers don't feel weak up underneath the woman, right? And as a result, a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impotence, and much reproach. This is why a lot of our women out there are angry, man. They don't have a man that can maintain them, properly guide them and lead them and make them feel a sense of security. You know what I'm saying? And they're angry because of this. Your woman will hate you, man, if she got to maintain you mentally. You know what I mean? So we have to develop our minds. We have to be strong, you know what I'm saying, for ourselves and for our families and for our women, you know what I mean, to fight against the things that have been put in place, you know what I'm saying, against our women, against us. You know what I mean? And we got to pour down a lot of these strongholds, and just even with that, the daily, struggle that we deal with as men at work, you know what I mean, and trying to be strong to uphold the family, you know what I'm saying, and not show any type of weakness, you know what I mean? And some days, you know what I'm saying, a man may have things on his mind, you understand, as being a man living in this oppressive society, but, as men, we try to stay strong, man, and we try to fight, you know what I mean, every day for our wives and for our families, and if possible, lay our lives down, you know what I mean, if we have to. You know what I'm saying? And with that, man, the water, everybody, man, for listening, man, coming out tonight, man. That's going to conclude the class. Okay, for the night. That's going to conclude the class. what I'm going to do is now I'm going to read the announcements. Okay. Going to read the announcements. But that will conclude the class for the night. Okay. Security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. Like Akwaf Raya was saying, they are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world, man. Give that brother or sister some time to get themselves together before you be all up in their face. You know what I'm saying? If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6-month process in which the brother and sister will court each other. You know, court their sister, brother, y'all get to know each other. After 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'asherah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give to the Treasury Department or a teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you would like. We got some upholy convocations coming. Of course, everybody know about Passover, but this Thursday in particularly, we have the Feast of Purim. Okay, so contact, your camp leader about that. If you already don't know, sure some of you have already been contacted, okay, about that situation. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shabbat to the Akim man, Yahweh Shema and Lathan Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shabbat to the Agwathium, the water for listening night. That concludes the class, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody stay strong, in the faith. Enjoy the rest of your week, and shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.
Welcome to Atlanta. Christ, this Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's flag. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.